Welcome to the Produce Moms Podcast, where we believe there is a produce mom in all of us. I'm Lori Taylor, founder and CEO of the Produce Moms. For 10 years, I sold fresh produce to over 300 grocery stores in the U.S. And today, my team and I are fully focused on inspiring people to eat more fruits and vegetables. This show is just one of the ways that we hope to inspire you and your family to eat more produce and live a better life. If you like what you're hearing on the podcast, join our community of almost 40,000 in all 50 states and over 30 countries by visiting theproducemoms.com/subscribe. And be sure to subscribe and leave us a review on iTunes. Thanks for being here. Enjoy today's show. Welcome back, everyone. This is the Produce Moms Podcast. I'm your host, Lori Taylor. We actually have two phenomenal guests today. And for those of you that are loyal fans and listeners, you're going to recognize one of these voices because we're bringing back Kurt from episode 73. He's on to new and bigger and exciting and really relevant things now. So this episode is all about sanitation and a really innovative, yet also it seems kind of common sense when I evaluate it, way of making sure that our homes remain safe as moms. And that's really what all of us are so obsessed with right now. We want safe and healthy environments for our children and our loved ones as we carry on and move forward from the COVID-19 pandemic. This company is PurLite, and I'm so excited. Today we are welcoming Tim Busby. Tim is the co-founder and he's the managing partner of PurLite. PurLite sanitizes things. They use UVC Light. It's like almost too good to be true, really, what I've learned in our pre-show conversations and by exploring the product and bringing this product into my own home. It's amazing. And of course, Kurt, who we all know from the archives on this show. Kurt is the general manager of PurLite, has a rich background and a huge passion for sustainability. And I think that anyone who's a listener of this show appreciates the fact that sustainability is one of our core pillars in the content that we bring to you. So really great episode ahead. Thank you all for being here as our listeners. And let's welcome our guests, Tim and Kurt. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you. It's nice to be back, Lori.
Oh, thank you, Kurt. Well, we are going to actually kick off the show. Tim, I want to thank you again for being here. And my goodness, co-founder, when did PurLite begin? When did this come to be? When were you the co-founder of this company? What year?
Yeah, so thanks for having us today, Lori. The company started a few years ago. And it really evolved out of a history in relationships that I've had over the last 25 years. I've been an entrepreneur really since the get-go. Out of college, chose to pursue the ambitions of developing products that fill the white space in the market, new ideas, thinking differently. So that really started, 25 plus years ago. And in that history, and experience and network and relationships that I've developed, I've come across a number of entrepreneurs in a lot of different arenas. Sustainability is one of those arenas that I've been involved in. And in that experience, one of the inventors that I have a close relationship with was developing and working on UVC Light as a form of disruptive cleaning. And in that relationship and in the evolution of thought ideation on how is UVC light used today, and for those that don't know that, it's very prevalent in the medical setting, in hospitals. It's been used as well in the military, for example. The U.S. Navy has used it for many years as well, and so. The idea of really came about out of a thought of what if we could develop and utilize UVC light that's commonly used today in hospitals, that has the best form of efficacy, that is the elimination of chemicals, but UVC light and what it does from a medical grade cleaning standpoint. What if we could develop a product that would be something that could live in every home in America? What if it was something that when mom delivers baby in a hospital room and they're utilizing medical grade UVC light cleaning to clean that room, what if she could take that home with her? What would that experience be like? Because we know the confidence is going to be there. But what would it be like if she could take that home and instead of using chemicals at home, she could use UVC light to clean a variety of things in the home? So that idea was spawned a few years ago. The name PurLite in and of itself was a very fun process going through to really understand how do I identify a name that's going to not only represent what the product is, but also the action that product provides. And so it was a fun experience. It's been an exciting experience as an entrepreneur. Obviously, you're learning something every single day, right? And so we have become very, very informed and working with what we define as best-in-class UVC light experts in this industry to make sure that anything we say and anything that we think we want to develop under that PurLite brand is going to be defined as best-in-class.
Yeah. And I can tell you as a consumer, it is best in class. I mean, I have confidence in it. And the more I've learned about your company, the more comfortable I am. And I started the show with the timeline because I think that's also so critical for folks to know that this isn't a company that was established before the COVID-19 pandemic. And I think, just anecdotally speaking, I've seen a lot of companies that claim to have this same type of technology. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But I think it's really important to emphasize, hey, this is a company that was around before the pandemic. It's not a company that was trying to, that was created in an effort to capitalize on a pandemic.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that experience and the understanding that we knew from day one was there's a significant element of education that needs to take place because the common consumer really doesn't understand what is UVC light. I
don't think the common consumer understands how do I sanitize. Not if you have people cleaning off their kitchen counters with essential oils. I mean, I just don't think that the common consumer knows how to sanitize even.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a challenge, right? And so, they're being inundated with information. And so it's, from our standpoint, when you say medical grade, you're putting yourself, in a pretty high priority list, and your expectations just went to the top of the list if you're stating that. And so the funny description of the product is sunshine in a box, because that's in essence what UVC light is. So, we want to make it informational. We want to make it experiential and simple, but at the same time, really, really communicate with the customers the benefits that they now have when they have a PurLite in their home that truly separates and adds another layer of efficacy to their house. And absolutely, this was something that we started on a few years ago, way before the pandemic arrived.
Was even on the forecast, yeah, exactly. Well, thank you for that, Tim. And with that, I'd like to invite Kurt to share some remarks because Kurt's the one who sold me on your company here. He's the one who, when he was telling me about where he had landed professionally and this great new opportunity to be the GM of PurLite, he was explaining to me what it does. And the first thing I said as he was diving into it, I was like, Kurt, I need this in my home. And and I'm glad I've got it. And so, Kurt, I'd like you to do the same thing you did to me a few months ago to our listeners right now. I want you to walk everyone through how this works because I mean, if I'm listening to the show right now, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I'm not changing every light bulb in my house to UVC light. That's not happening in my home. So please help our listeners understand the journey as a user with your product. And then also some of the data and the statistics about how it works. Like, how do we know that this technology kills germs? That's what moms want to know.
Right. Well, thank you. And let me say again, thanks for having me back, and thanks for giving PurLite a chance to explain what we're all about, Lori. I always say this.
You're welcome.
When I met you in California at the sustainability event, I knew that you were a mover and shaker in this channel, that's for sure.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's been great getting to know you too.
The personal journey, for myself is explanatory a lot for even the professional side. I've always had a passion for sustainable projects. I like knowing that there is a way to make the world better in the future. And having come from in a different position, an agricultural setting that was using and implementing UVC light technology,
Yep.
it was fun to learn as I went. I have a pretty well balanced science background, but I can tell you that the way that UVC light is used today in agriculture now is amazing, and it is truly ensuring a safer product for consumers. When we think of ourselves at PurLite, we think of ourselves as a light company. We're not a device. We're not, like you said earlier with Tim, reacting necessarily to a situational problem. We're trying to make a technology accessible to, as Tim said, every household. And so as I saw that juxtaposition of this technology from ag and medical, and I saw what Tim's goal was, it was an easy project to jump on with. The idea itself is that ultraviolet light is generally reflected from the ozone layer. So as we get hit by the sun, and the sun does a lot of sanitizing for us, keeps us healthy, A and B get through, hence why we have dermatologists. C is usually reflected. And so when you're using that and harnessing that power, it is really a good sanitation option that also is chemical free, also has very safe, applications that limit reuse of certain packaging items. Mm-hmm. So what I see is a way that we've brought that medical technology using UVC to now sanitize at a level higher than 99%. In a lab setting, we're at 99.9 and sometimes 99.99, depending on the pathogen. But
isn't that crazy how everyone in science 100% freaks them out?
Oh yeah. Well, and that's the
Is it possible? I don't know. I mean, I'm such a marketer. I'm like, can't we just round up and say 100%? But regardless, like for data in this regard, like that is unbelievable to have that kind of statistic with the efficiency and the effectiveness of your technology.
Well, and what happens is that these pathogens, whether it be a bacteria or a virus, certain groups react differently. So some of them are even at 100% destruction with lab testing. Like E. coli, for example, really does not like UVC. Other pathogens need a little bit more time. And as you go up that graduated, striated degree of sanitation to disinfection, you go from what does a common household germ need to be killed versus what needs to be in the white room at an operating room. And obviously we didn't look at targeting a customer base wanting to spend that kind of money in a hospital, but versus having hospital grade technology brought to the home. We feel that that's going to be a successful path. And so we've got a significant amount of lab testing done with many, many different bacterium, with viruses ranging from H1N1 to the avian, including that swine. We have historical reference to just the destruction of coronaviruses by UVC light. Mm-hmm. And so as we move up our product line, we're going into, they talk about destruction and log reduction. And so an easy way going back to math in junior high was 1 log is 10 times. So 1 log would be 10 times less of what was on there to begin with. And as you go up, 2 log, 3 log, 4 log, you're going up by exponential of 10. So a 6 log reduction is a 1 million times less population of what was alive on that to begin with. And so when we run our more, I would say clinical unit through the testing, it's at a 1 log reduction, and the home unit is the clean unit which would be a 6-log reduction, is, versus the home unit, which is the 1-log reduction. So 10 times less of what you're seeing on, whether it be your phone, your pacifier, your credit card, your car keys, your remote, your gaming device.
Remote control, AirPods, reading glasses. I could go on and on with, everything that we use it for.
So, I don't want to get too much
watches
for your listeners, but it is truly a science-backed technology that's been around for decades, and we want to make it accessible to everybody.
And I think that you are well on your way down that path. I mean, this unit that they sell, I'd kind of compare it to like the size of a toaster or a tissue box, and you pop your items into it that you want to sanitize. You can use cloth face masks. That's what I've been using it for a lot too. And it just takes seconds, really. It doesn't take that long to get the product sanitized in this UVC PurLite box. And I've had no issues putting things like my iPhone or my AirPods in it at all. Doesn't adversely affect these prized technology pieces that we all know need sanitized because they're handled all the time. My car keys, I've got like a key fob thing, perfect to toss that into the PurLite. And I'll tell you what, once you have one, you're like, man, I need one in every room. I need one on my nightstand and in the kitchen and in the office. And so it's definitely, it's truly innovative. Tim, I'd like to bring the conversation back to you. It's so compelling that you've got, a handful of years under your belt with PurLite. And I know that you discussed in your introductory remarks your journey, but I'd love to get a little bit deeper in like how you determined the need for this when you did. I mean, it's pretty obvious how someone in, March of 2020 could have said, hey, we need UVC light boxes to sanitize people's possessions at home. Like I said, you did not, this was all created prior to when people even knew what UVC light and had a heightened understanding of what sanitation at home really looks like. So how'd you know that there was a need? What spurred you to even think about this?
Yeah, really good question. And it's really an ongoing, it's really an ongoing exercise that we go through because, the understanding, I guess, of what UVC light was and what it was being utilized for in a medical setting, just to me, was instantly validating that it's obviously really good. But why? Why has that not been utilized in other places? Why has that technology not been developed in a format, for example, that the everyday home can use and have it really be part of their daily regimen of cleaning? And so it's really, I guess, just the way that, crazy entrepreneurs think. They think differently in a lot of cases. They see open spaces, they see white spaces. I've had a history of developing different products that are unique. They don't all win, but in a lot of cases, we're solving a problem. We're delivering a solution to an unmet need. And I think is the case is with PurLite and with UVC Light, people don't even know that it exists, or in a lot of cases, they don't know how it works or why they even have the need. So we saw it as a great challenge, great opportunity to develop a product that could be used in every home, that could maximize and be utilized for as many use cases as possible. And use cases would define as, whatever it might be, whether it's your electronics, your gamer controls, or any other item you might have in the kitchen, for example. So there's just so many different applications where we can utilize PurLite.
I put my wine opener in it, Tim. Does that make you laugh?
Oh, that's a new one. That's the first time I've heard that. That's great.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yes. So obviously we got to call out the elephant in the room. I mean, what has the COVID-19 pandemic done for your business?
Well, it's certainly accelerated the focus of acquiring inventory and maintaining a product line and the high standards. We've always thought of ourselves since I've been involved, Tim demonstrated that the fact that means that we're not just a device company and we're a light company, we also want to be synonymous with the gold standard. There's a lot of people entering market right now with a lot of things that,
or just, I mean, I'll say it, you won't. It's just like people that are scamming off of a crisis. There's a lot of garbage out there right now that are trying to get moms that are simply looking for safe and healthy solutions for their kids, or any consumer for that matter. But I see a lot of it clouding up my news feed and whatnot. And I know that part of it is because I am that millennial mom who's trying to figure out how to help my kids safely return to school. And, it's just, you're kind of in the trenches of the COVID-19 pandemic when you've got, all of us are. I don't want to act like anyone's got a different journey. It's affected everyone, but I have to assume, Kurt, that this pandemic has like the learning curve surrounding your product. Like there's got to be less of a learning curve here. People are seeking out products like this now, I would assume, or at least when they find it, they're like, oh my gosh, it's a little box of miracles. It's what I need.
No, I agree. That's nice of you to say, box of miracles. I like that one. Yeah, I like that. Let's see, wine opener, box of miracles, note to self. I think, obviously COVID has helped with us to increase a sense of urgency and really push hard. In fact, in a way that we're really trying to make sure that we're leading the way. And whether it's collaborations, whether it's membership in the International Ultraviolet Light Association, we have several different universities that we're keeping close contact with, as well as independent third lab testing as we develop, products we want to diversify and offer even more options. But we have EPA oversight. We make sure that we adhere to all types of registration, and many folks that are entering market can't do that. So while we can't always look behind us and see what people are trying to do to catch up, we're setting the bar and we're trying to lead the way. So COVID has definitely put the pedal to the metal, and actually it's opportunities like you to be able to show parents how they can start PurLighting many of the items in their life and increase their sanitation at home.
Right. And I definitely, this so aligns with your passions for sustainability as well, Kurt. I mean, you're a seasoned attendee and participant in all things related to agriculture sustainability. As a matter of fact, your passion for sustainability is really what led you to agriculture. And now here you are doing this. Tell us a little bit more about the sustainability angle with PurLite.
Right. Well, the things that really struck me were, single-use packaging. I'm guilty of it. We see so many folks that you grab a wipe, you rip it off, you use it once, you throw it away. You grab a paper towel, you rip it off, you use it once, you throw it away. And as I look at different applications for sanitizing objects, I started thinking, wait a second, this is a device, a unit that I can put a object in, and in 30 seconds with the consumer version, have it come out sanitized. And I love that single-use piece. And then the other thing is that I just didn't, I don't like chemicals. I'm not a big chemical guy. I like to stay pure. I have a sign down at my creek that says, take pictures and leave only footprints. I want it to be better than when I got there. And I think the kind of technology that as we move forward, because I don't think that COVID's going anywhere soon, and the awareness and people being cognizant of the fact that they got to be a little more hygiene oriented. I think there's going to be a lot of things that come out that, how can we increase this? How can we help defend? And it's going to be that non-disposable, the medical grade, the non-chemical. Those are the things that really drew me to this project.
Yeah, no, it's exciting. So, Tim, what do you want consumers to know about PurLite? What's the one thing you want people listening to our show right now to know about this product line that you founded?
that we have, and we strive every day to deliver a highly efficacious and simple form of keeping their family clean every day. It's a very, very, very simple way to, and in pretty much everything that we clean, things you cannot see. It's those bacteria and viruses that you cannot see that are prevalent on a lot of devices and a lot of things that we touch and feel every day. And finally, we've delivered a solution with PurLite that's going to clean those type of challenges that we have, viruses and bacteria. And so we strive in our product development, and everything that we're developing as we move forward is going to continue to inform and improve the cleanliness and the clean life that a lot of us now are more cognizant than ever want to have in our home environments. I think
for sure.
One other thing I would touch on too that's extremely exciting for us as a company is our sourcing, our supply chain, and our ability to reshore our supply chain to North America for a significant portion or majority of our product line is something that us striving for and doing effectively now, and we'll continue to make that a priority as we really look holistically at the product, the brand, what the company stands for, and what our supply chain looks like, so that we have the best product and can offer that to your guests.
That's great. So in other words, like if people decide that this is something they want to check out or purchase for their home, you guys are in a position where you can actually fulfill it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Without question.
I mean, because I haven't been able to buy a Clorox wipe since about March 10th. So, I mean, I'm just saying. And there's so many products who have supply chains that are that disrupted. I mean, it's one thing we've talked about more and more at the Produce Moms, because the ag supply chain did such a good job of not missing a beat and making sure that fresh, nutrient-dense food was available. And I love that has been a critical priority for PurLite too, to make sure that these sanitizing machines and this technology is actually available. I mean, that's so important, right? Especially right now.
Yeah, available and affordable. And when you look at UVC Light hospital setting, I mean, the cost on UVC Light devices in a hospital setting are exponential, significant, tens of thousands of dollars. And so we really made it our priority to make something that's affordable, so that this is something we offer to everybody. Right.
And it is. I mean, you're still going to make an investment, but it's less than $200. It comes with a warranty. I promise you will find yourself using it all the time. And then, and you're going to feel so good about it. And it's a one-stop solution for us moms. That's what I've loved about discovering this product for myself. And I imagine the first thing I thought of, you guys, when I got this was, oh my gosh, I needed this when I was raising babies, for like the pacifiers and the sippy cups and all that stuff that, gets tossed on the ground and that you pick up at night after the kid goes to bed. Mm-hmm. That's what I first thought of when I started using it in my home. But I'll tell you what, there's plenty of uses for it with a 10 and 13-year-old boy too. So, but no, in all seriousness, I've been intrigued with what I've learned. I've been pleasantly surprised with this product line. I love that it's chemical-free cleaning and sanitation in my home. And I learned so much in today's episode too. I didn't really realize how I knew it was medical, like something adopted by the medical professionals in the medical industry. I mean, I know that, like, for instance, my sister-in-law is a dentist and she installed the UVC lights in her office. So as part of her reopening plan post COVID-19. So I knew that this was technology that was mainstream in the medical field. But I didn't realize at what level, and I certainly didn't realize how long you've been working on this, Tim. So I really, really have enjoyed today's show. I want everyone to know that PurLite's website is PurLite.com. That's spelled PurLite.com. So check it out if you want to learn more. But guys, this has been great. The sustainability story behind what you do, the fact that this technology is being used day in and day out as a standard within agriculture is also something that makes me smile, of course. But it's been a pleasure having you both on the show. And we have a tradition where you get the final word. So we'll start with you, Kurt, and then we'll let Tim have the final goodbye here. But thank you, gentlemen, so much for being our guest and most importantly for what you do, because it really is a product that's making the world a better place.
Thanks, Lori. And once again, thank you for having us. It's always fun. I guess I would say, and I'll make mine kind of short and sweet, I would say that the journey is so exciting. And when you have a passion, and when you can apply that type of energy toward something is making the world a better place, it really is rewarding. I can't tell you how many parents have approached us with either an example of how they use it. How do I, Kurt, this is how I PurLite this. You wouldn't believe it. It's part of my regimen. When we get home, soccer practice, or whether I'm done outside doing chores, we come in, I put my phone, we get inundated with examples, and it's great. But I really want to.
Oh, you mean a wine opener, Kurt? You can add that to the list now.
And the sky's the limit, and there needs to be a marketing play there somehow. But I just hope that people understand that we have our passions and we're moving in these directions, but it pales to the comparison that obviously I see with you and the Produce Moms and the efforts you do in the sustainability world. So hats off to you, and thanks for giving me an opportunity to share this technology. And I just hope that I can have the passion for this as that I know you have for yours.
Yeah, thanks so much, Lori, for inviting us and giving us the time today to share a little bit more about our company and our product and our vision for what we want to do. I mean, I hope it's been informative, and from just a summary standpoint from my perspective, it's the vision is to try and really help the homeowner have a better day. And in some small way, if we can help make their lives better by giving them a level of confidence that, we're adding another layer of cleanliness to their house, to their everyday life, that's what we hope to achieve with PurLite, with UVC Light cleaning, with the roadmap of innovation that we have to come. That's quite frankly very, very exciting. And there's things that we're developing right now that are going to be used in different areas of the home that are very exciting. And so we have a lot of testimonials from people that, like you said, the wine opener. I mean, it's every day it's something new. It's exciting to hear. And the sustainability element of this is a major factor for us. Our strategic partners that we're aligning with right now from a retail standpoint, such as Target, Best Buy, and others that are taking the product on, that believe in the product, that have been, quite frankly, inundated with a lot of UVC Light products from post COVID-19, and are validated on PurLite, what we stand for, and how focused we are. Like Kurt said, on being a light company and really staying in our lane and being the best that we can be. But thank you so much for today, and look forward to being a part of the Produce Moms team in the future in any way, shape, or form.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of the Produce Moms Podcast. If you or someone you know would like to be a featured guest, just send an email to lori@theproducemoms.com. We know there is a Produce Mom in you because there's a Produce Mom in all of us. Join our community on Facebook and all social platforms. Help us change the way America eats. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.